Hey, welcome back to our famous podcast show. I'm your host, Steve, and today we're going to talk about why indigenous book called The Marrow Thieves should win the Canada Reads Award. Now, I bet most of you are thinking, like, wait, why indigenous book? All they're going to do is just talk about schools and their trauma, and that's boring. Whoa, you thought wrong. The book is nothing compared to that. The book is about a survival story set in Canada where recruiters harvest the bone marrow of indigenous people race. But before we get to the juicy content, I would like to thank our sponsors, Liquid Plutonium, the best energy drink ever made. I also like to mention our new viewers to like the podcast, subscribe, and hit that bell. You can find us on YouTube and TikTok, so please make sure to follow us. That will be much appreciated. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. You see, when I was looking for a book to defend for Canada Reads, I was just looking for hours at my office until my pal named Caden came up to me and handed me a book called The Marrow Thieves. I told him, an indigenous book? Come on, no one's gonna read it. And this might be sensitive for indigenous people. And Caden told me, just read it. So I did. And oh boy, was I wrong. This book is about a guy named Frenchie who is on a run, and his fellow fugitives are his only family now. Together they fight for survival, fleeing a world where indigenous people are hunted, wanted for their bone marrow, and the promise it holds. The promise of dreams. The Marrow Thieves is a book about hope and creating bridges. And was it effective in doing that? Yes it was. In a post-apocalyptic world, it showed how Frenchie and his group survived a place where climate change literally destroyed the whole planet and humanity started to crumble. Yet they found happiness and peace. Which we could learn from that since we are in a pandemic. The Marrow Thieves shows the importance of the character's specific connections to their native heritage and legacy of survival. Frenchie and his family might be living in a hellish dystopia, and his people's past has been dystopic too. And not just that, it's also great for the classroom because it's more exciting reading a Walking Dead type of book and sums up everything that happens in the indigenous lives and how they cope with it. Okay, maybe the reason why I chose this book is that I like action fantasy books. Maybe. But personally, this is way better than other books because the main conflict didn't came from the government itself. Like for example, Night Raiders or Outlasters. The main conflict for Marrow Thieves is climate change. We humans avoided the signs of Mother Nature struggling. Well, except for Elon Musk. Like, he wanted to move to Mars. But which causes natural disasters to occur more often and more deadly than previous ones, which made the world fall into chaos. And that made the world lose the ability to dream for some odd reason. And only indigenous people have that capability. And when everything happened, I'm not surprised the government actually hunted them down. After all they've been through, you can see why they committed a desperate act. Well, thank you for joining us. Until then, see you tomorrow.